Hi, my name is Pistachio. I'm with physical therapy. Today we're going to be taking a couple measurements to make sure your wheelchair is fit properly. Is that okay with you?
Mm-hmm.
And before we get started, could you confirm your date of birth and name, please?
I'm Trina. It's December 12th, 2004.
All right, I'm just going to check your wrist scan. Okay, thank you. Okay, so when measuring for the seat height, you want to measure from the patient's heel up to the popliteal fold, and then whatever your measurement is, you want to add 2 inches to allow for clearance of the footrest. Also, you want to make sure there's 2 inches between the ground and the footrest themselves, just to make sure they can clear any obstacles that are in the way. Okay, so for seat depth, you want to measure from the patient's posterior buttock down the lateral thigh to the popliteal fold again, and then subtract 2 inches from this measurement to make sure that their knees aren't rubbing up against the front of the chair. And then for seat width, so you want to measure across like the widest aspect of the patient's thighs or hips, and then add 1.5 inches of that measurement to make sure that there's enough room on either side of the wheelchair to make sure like bulky clothes and stuff like that have enough room to fit. Go ahead, flex your shoulder. So for the back height, you want to measure from the seat of the chair up to the patient's axilla, and then subtract 4 inches from that measurement to make sure that the height of the chair is below the level of the inferior border or inferior angle of the scapula. And then for any of these two, just make sure that like the measurement or the width of the cushion is being taken into account as well, just because that can throw off some of the measurements as well. You don't take that into consideration. All right, go ahead, flex your elbow. There you go. So for the armrest height, you want to measure from the seat of the chair up to the patient's olecranon process, and then add about 1 inch just to so it clears the armrest comfortably. And again, this measurement could be affected by the thickness of the cushion if you don't take that into account. So that's just something to keep in mind as well.
I got my chair! I got my chair! I got my chair!
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. My name is Cashew. I'm from physical therapy. Can you confirm your name and date of birth for me, please?
My name is Trina, and it's December 12th, 2004.
Awesome. And then can I just see your band to make sure? Very cool. Okay, so I am going to just confirm that your chair fits correctly and everything is all good to go so that you're ready for racing, okay? So first, I'm gonna make sure that I can place 2 to 3 fingers between the seat and her thigh and make sure that my hand is parallel with the floor. So that's good. Then I'm gonna make sure that there's about at least 2 inches between the foot pedal and the ground so that she can clear. So that's good as well. Then I'm going to make sure that I can place 2 fingers between the back of her knee and the edge of the chair. And there's plenty of space there. Then on the back, I'm gonna make sure that I can place 4 fingers between the back of the chair and her armpit. Okay, and then that is good as well. And then the last measurement that we're gonna check is the armrest length. So we wanna make sure that our person is sat up straight in the chair, their butt's all the way pushed back, and then we wanna be able to make a triangle between the humerus, their forearm, and then connecting it at the top, okay?